they off in mind.
Mayegun don't come,
And in the touchlight every corner.
Mayegun don't come,
Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you ladder.
Mayegun don't come,
My people make we shout.
Mayegun don't come,
Mayegun don't come, man of the masses.
Mayegun don't come,
Mayegun diary political.
Mayegun don't come,
This one not they off in mind.
Mayegun don't come,
Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you ladder.
Mayegun don't come,
My people make
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo tó dododo.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun la wa mo.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú.
Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are watching from. Please share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them Mayegun today.
Èrè wà á gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun diary political.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Read the caption of the broadcast, okay? Read the description as well, right? And then make your own contribution accordingly. Share the broadcast.
Àwa mọ̀ tó dododo.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mo ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
It is going to be an interesting night. Just before we get down to business, right? Share the broadcast. Pay your offering. Like the broadcast. If you have done that already, kudos. Thank you.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Mayegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Peter Obi to the obedient. It is not over. The Supreme Court might have failed you. He still have hope. He still kind of have the hope of a new Nigeria, as he promised tonight.
Mayegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Mayegun mami.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mo ti dé. Ẹ kúlé o, ẹ káalẹ́ o. Good morning to you. good afternoon to you and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun Live, the Mayegun's Diary Political Temple of Truth. And thank you for sharing your evening or this moment with me and with the rest of us. The rider for this broadcast is the follow-up to Peter Obi's World Press Conference. This is going to be his own official reaction to the Supreme Court of Nigeria's judgment. Some who listened said it was unnecessary. Others said, well, it's also for his own supporters and admirers to hear from him, like, what is next? Upon that, you will be the judge tonight, because I picked few of what are kind of important. Number one, he sort of accepted the judgment of the Supreme Court, like, well, has been the final, what do you call it, the final court in Nigeria. So there's nothing he can do, even though he accused them of of ignoring evidence, ignoring all of the facts against Tifnumbu, the forgery, the perjury, and the rigging. That they ignored all of that to legitimize him. Therefore, they failed Nigeria, our Nigerians. Also, he took a swipe at Tifnumbu by saying, well, the Supreme Court might have ruled, but the obedient that he leads, and Nigerians, the well-wish, the Nigerians who wanted Nigeria well, they will stand toe to toe with Tifnumbu's government. And as he said, Peter Obi is telling his base that it is not over, meaning he will still run for president. And Nigerians and the obedience, they can do it again or try it again. That is part of what we are going to talk about tonight. You are about to be taken on a ride, and it is called the Fool's Ride. And if you are obedient, listening to me tonight, you might be interested. But let's first go to the press conference that so many people have been reacting to. I have a part of the copy, a part of that tonight. We'll start with this. Sorry about the quality of the video, okay? Might really be very, very poor. But let's manage it.
Good afternoon, fellow country, men and women, gentlemen of the media. Welcome to this press conference. Kindly permit me to make some few remarks on the recent ruling of the Supreme Court, the highest court in Nigeria. About a fortnight ago, I was traveling abroad on a prior-scheduled engagement when I received a notice of the Supreme Court that they were delivering judgment on the 26th of October 2003 on our challenge of the ruling of the Presidential Election Petition Court. That judgment has since been delivered as scheduled. The leadership of Labour Party has already pronounced its position on the judgment. As someone who has previously benefited from the rulings of the Supreme Court on electoral matters, I have, after a period of deep and sober reflection, decided to personally and formally react to the recent judgments as most Nigerians have. Because we are confronted with very weighty issues of national interest, I will speak forthrightly. As a young student now at CKC Onitsha, we were taught values and admonished to always choose harder rights instead of easier wrong. Certain legal issues aside, the Supreme Court exhibited a disturbing aversion to public opinion, just as they abandoned its responsibility as court of law and policy. It is therefore with great dismay that I observe that the court's decision contradicts the overwhelming evidence of election rigging, false claim of technical glitch, substantial non-compliance to the rules set by INEC itself, as well as matters of perjury, identity theft, and forgery that has been brought to light in course of this election matter. These are hefty allegations that should not have been treated with levity. More apparent, the Supreme Court's judgment willfully condoned breaches of the Constitution relative to established qualifications and parameters for candidates in presidential elections. With this counter-if judgment, the Supreme Court has transferred a heavy moral burden from the courtroom to our national conscience. Our young democracy is ultimately the main victim and casualty of the courtroom drama. Without equivocation, this judgment amounts to a breach of confidence Nigerians have in our judiciary. To that extent, it is a show of unreasonable force against the very Nigerian people from whom the power of the Constitution drives. The Supreme Court's ruling may represent the state of the law in 2023, but not present demand for substantive justice. The judgment meets principles and precepts. Indeed, the rationale and premise of the Supreme Court judgment has been clearly brought to light by deep, revealing, and troubling valedictory remarks of Honorable Justice Musa Datijo Mohammed, JSC, on Friday, 27th, 2023.
That is the opening of his speech, the World Press Conference, pointing out all of what he prayed for, the evidence presented, the prayer, his own prayers of the court to take his true course, but that didn't happen. The Supreme Court jettisoned all of that, and they ruled according to what they were told to do. We know all the drama. Obi himself knows, right? If there is something that obedient movement achieved that is so significant, is that it is a movement that got young people interested in the electoral process of Nigeria like never before. It is also the movement that helped to showcase Nigeria, the real Nigeria, to these newly interested Nigerians. Obedient movement exposed everything that was never hidden. A majority of these young people, they witnessed that first, and nobody should be subjected to that trauma again. Nobody. Because you have seen it all. Where else is the chance of like beating these criminals in their game. Where is that chance coming from? And that's why I said, do not let anybody take you on a fool's ride again. Elections in Nigeria, it has ended. And I mean that. Here is the other part. Let's continue.
As Democrats who believe in the rule of law, we recognize that the Supreme Court is the end stage of our quest for legal closure on this matter. As a party and candidate, Daddy and I have now exhausted all legal and constitutional remedies available to us. However, this end is only another beginning of our quest for vindication of hope of the common man for a better Nigeria. After all, sovereignty belongs to the people, even for historical purposes. It belongs us to place our disagreement with and deep reservation about this judgment on public record. We have long been aware of how weak the national institutions have negatively affected our democracy. This year, 2023, has been quite remarkable and revealing. INEC displayed incompetence in the conduct of its statutory duties. The judiciary has largely acted in defiance of the constitutional tenets, precedents, and established ground rules. Political expediency has preceded judicial responsibility. A mechanical application of technicalities has preceded pursuit of justice and fairness. Both INEC and Supreme Court, as referees, respectively, shifted the goalposts in the middle of the game. Where the value and import of INEC and recent Supreme Court ruling ends is where our commitment to a new Nigeria begins. Our mission has been more about anchoring a new Nigeria, and it remains unchanged. It is a nation where things will work, where the country will be led from its present waste and consumption orientation to a production-driven economy. Our commitment is to a nation anchored on principles of prudent management of resources, to quickly pull millions out of multidimensional poverty, ensuring transparency and accountability in equitable distribution of opportunities, resources, privileges. In the new Nigeria, we aim to address unmet needs by showing compassion for all those left behind by the present system. Going forward, we in Labour Party and the Obedient Movement are now effectively in opposition. We are glad that the nation has heard us loud and clear. We shall not expand the confines of our message of hope to the rest of the country. We will meet the people in their places where they feel pain and answer the needs for hope. At marketplaces, motor parks, town halls, boardrooms, university and college campuses. We will carry and deliver the message of a new Nigeria. As stakeholders and elected Labour Party officials, we will remain loyal to our manifesto. We will continue to canvass good governance and focus on issues that promote national interest and unity and cohesion. We will continue to give primacy to our constitution, rule of law, and the protection of other liberties. We will offer checks and balances and will robustly in forthcoming elections to elect those who share our vision of a new Nigeria. Given the present national circumstance, there's compelling need for a strong political opposition. We shall therefore remain in opposition, especially because of the policies and governance modalities that we in Labour Party campaign for, especially the issue of reducing cost of governance, moving the country from waste.
Hold up there, Mr. Peter. Let's start with the fact that Nigeria needs opposition, and Labour Party will serve as that opposition in theory and in practical. So far, so good. Not a single Labour Party National Assembly member has come out, either as individual or on behalf of a group of them, to say they are indeed not part and parcel of this Tinubu's government. No single one. In fact, we have it on record that Labour Party lawmakers, senators, reps, they have all pledged to Tinubu to give him all of their support. From the money Tinubu has been getting approval to borrow, we have not seen a single Labour Party National Assembly member objected any. On the issue of 58 billion naira used in buying cars for all of them, there has not been a single Labour Party member that has publicly rejected that. In fact, we have seen obedient who have called them out many times. Unfortunately, we have also seen some obedient too who are saying, why can't people go and ask APC? Why can't they go and ask PDP to return their own cars? Why are they always coming to attack Labour Party? You know what I mean? The Dabi Moshe does. The point here is this. Majority of the obedience we I interacted with during that charade that all of them did, right? They believe that even if Obi no be president, fine. But do you know the Julius Malema's political party in South Africa? EFF, what is that their name again? Julius Malema. They said all the elected Labour Party National Assembly members, state governors, House of Assembly members, they are all going to be acting like Julius Malema, which will always stand up in the interest of Nigeria against the business as usual in National Assembly. Baba, now retreat they still they do. They never swear for them. When some of them have already started jumping ship. You know, obedient no even know some of these people. In fact, I can say 90% of those who were obedient, they have no clue about those people they were voting for. To them, they just wanted to clean the system. At the end of the day, they ended up voting for PDP members, APC members, who picked up Labour Party tickets all over the place. Now, those are the people that I want to believe Peter Obi is referring to as those who are going to stand with him to do opposition to Tinubu. I don't believe that. If Peter Obi wrote that speech himself and he believes it, again, you are about to be taken on a fool's ride. Here is the concluding. Well, here is another part, if you don't mind. Another thing I want to say before I go. The real opposition political parties in Nigeria who genuinely really want to save Nigeria as they have all been touting, they would have declared that they will no longer be participating in any future elections in Nigeria anymore. Whether state government, whether, you know what I mean? You should not participate again. Real opposition. So let Tinubu and his gang continue to fix themselves APC, PDP members as INEC officials, okay? Continue to write the figures and all of that. Then when you know that you are not giving them legitimacy, you can actually call your members if indeed they are that massive, Abi. You will be able to mobilize Nigerians against the rogue. But they are campaigning to contest election in Kogi. Labour Party is campaigning to contest election in Imo. They almost killed their governorship candidate in Imo. Sure, you get. They are still participating in election. Election conducted by the same INEC. You understand? But again, more hear this one before we continue.
Reducing cost of governance, moving the country from waste and consumption to production, reducing inflation, ending insecurity, promoting the rule of law, guaranteeing the responsibility to protect and stabilize our national currency are clearly not the priorities of the present administration, nor is it interested in achieving sustainable development goals. It is one thing that gladdened my heart in course of the struggle in the past 18 months. It is the passionate desire of our people, especially young Nigerians from across ethnic and lines, to construct a new and restructured Nigeria that will work for all Nigerians. The goal remains the light and abiding inspiration. Finally, I thank all Nigerians who believe in what is now only a revolution postponed. We deeply appreciate the unalloyed, non-partisan moral support millions of youths and ordinary Nigerians across ethnic, religious, geopolitical divides have continued to give Dati and I. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to Nigerians who have supported this mission from the onset. We salute the leadership and members of the Labour Party, the obedient movement, the obedient presidential campaign, Nigerians in diaspora, support groups, and all people of goodwill who work diligently and hoped for realization of the beginning of new Nigeria in this election cycle. Nigerians who supported our cause have done so out of patriotism and their sincere conviction that our nation requires and deserves dedicated and visionary leadership who will lead Nigeria toward a brighter future. The energy and dedication of Nigerian youth and obedient movement have been simply amazing. I appreciate and salute them. I want to assure them that this is not the end of our journey, but in fact, the beginning. Nigerians heard you. The world have taken note and will not forget easily. We shall endure, persist, until we reach our destination. Because new Nigeria is our destination. A destination is not an event. We thank in a special way our legal team. We also thank other statesmen whose wise counsel were immeasurable. To them, we wish to state unequivocally that this judicial outcome, an obvious misinterpretation of substantial justice, has by no means foreclosed realization of a new Nigeria that is possible. On personal note, I take pride and express gratitude to those who share our vision, who have exhibited rare courage to challenge the nefarious system, the genuineness of individuals, identities, and their defining and qualifying particulars up to the highest extent allowed by law.
Thank you. Now, let me add this, okay? Just in case if somehow, this is going to eat, your emotional cord, okay? So you have to put it aside now. And I'm going to tell you I'm going to remind you the truth. Obi's intention may be great, may be good. You and everyone who believed that they will give Nigeria one more chance before they finally give up. And they will give that chance through Obi. Your own art and all of that, I want to agree that they are also sincere, right? But I don't know how much or how more you were involved, okay? Before things got to what they got to before the election. I, Mayegun, expended hours, tens of hours, reminding all of you that those who write the rule of the game, they will never write the rules that they will lose. I mean, rules for the game that they will lose. The game is rigged against you. You are competing against a corrupt system that you can't defeat if you are not like them. Voters card and the rest of all those things they are giving to you, they will never free you from a rigged system, a system whereby elections are war. You cannot use a plastic card, okay, to take power from such people. And I said it, that what even is going to be the end game of it, even if Obi becomes the president, after all of the well wishes and the rest of that, is it not going to be about the same Nigeria? Are there no obvious things that every one of you knows or should know why Nigeria is not working and it will never work? Even if you continue to tell yourself that, okay, leadership is the problem, leadership is this or that, you are denying the obvious facts that it's even worse than just changing your leaders. I did say that, and I said, how do you want to do it? It is not the number of you that cast your votes that matters. It is the people who actually write the votes, or those they call those who count the votes. A rigged system to the teeth. So once you know that they are going to rig you, before they make any announcements, what do? You shut down the entire country. If you are afraid to lose your own elite privilege, if you are afraid to lose your own money or your life, why then do you want millions of people to believe that you believe so strongly in that new Nigeria that is possible, but you are not ready to die for it? They will kill him. They will jail him. They will destroy his business. Are they not killing you? Are they not jailing you? Are they not destroying your businesses? Are they not destroying your jobs? Is that not why you decided to go and stand in the rain and the sun? That you wanted to collect what do you call it? You wanted to collect a plastic card to choose your leaders, and you know where it's going to end. It ended exactly as we said it. So why should anybody tell you that you have to do it again against Ifnumbu, and you are not ready to cause wahala? You don't want them to call you somebody who wants to cause wahala. You don't want them to say you are inciting Nigerians. You don't want them to say you are leading Nigerians to go and fight government, and you want to take government from criminals. Hello? It is a fool's ride. If it is all that we are all doing right now, screaming and shouting and ranting and, angry and all of that, but people who can control millions are afraid. They don't want them to be blamed for the destruction of Nigeria, but they want to act like they are interested in saving Nigeria. Hello? What about you? If it is you, Mayegun, would you want to die? I didn't say I want to save you. Did you see my poster anywhere? Have you ever seen any of my video that says, me, Mayegun, I want to save you? Yeah? Millions of you, come. So when you now use plastic card to say you vote for me, the election that was so obvious, that if Numbu lost, APC lost, PDP lost, right before your very eyes, let's wait for the judiciary. Let's wait for the judiciary. Judiciary has dropped the bomb. You want to try it again? You want to try that again? You want to try something that, but you don't want wahala. And you don't want, once they bring their bottle, just give them your body, make them stab you, and come and show us the blood online. Abi, when they machete somebody or when they kill any of you, just take the pictures, come online so that we can react to it. Because if you decide to react, they may just stab you, they may just shoot you, they may just stone you, and the rest of that. So you rather keep quiet and wait for what again? You really want to do that again? Another 4 years. Then you're going to try that again. This time around, it's going to be against Kolu. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. But again, it is something I want to believe that, event is going to eventually change that. Because if Obi says it's going to be opposition to Tifnumbu, and the Labour Party people are going to stand with him, I can bet it with a lot of you, he will be standing alone. Yes, he will be standing alone. You cannot say you want to go and contest election with criminals like this, and then they will rig you. And then you will say you want to go to court. Waiting be that one. What? Doing same thing again and again and expecting a different result. What is that? It's a symptom of insanity. Obedient movement exposed everything about Nigeria. Everything you didn't know. All of those things you've probably believed that could be savaged. Things that you believe that if people could come together, more people came together. Your obedient movement was all over Nigeria, except the Sharia North that has already broken away from Nigeria, but a lot of you just didn't know. Sharia North. Sharia, where the place where they call the rest of Nigerians infidel. The place where their religion taught them to kill us as infidels in year 2000. About 7 to 8 states from the core north sharing border with Niger, Chad, and all these places. They came together and they said they wanted Sharia. You know how they sold the bobo to the rest of Nigeria? They said, it's just a joke, Jari. Yeah, it's a Sharia. It's just a joke. It's not a big deal. But guess what? They followed the Nigeria 1999 constitution. You know what they did? Sokoto, Kerbi, Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano. Kano, Borno. Where is it again? There are about 11 of them. Initially, they were 9. They came together. Nigeria law says Nigeria is a secular state, which simply means everyone can practice any religion you desire anywhere in Nigeria. Nigeria government has no religion, and there must be no any state religion in any state of Nigeria. That's what they are. You may not know this, so if I see the talks in that section 10, I've been nonsense today inside the 1999 constitution. All these ones that you have in Nigeria today, they will say this one are Christian states, this one are Muslim states, this one are Sharia states. Our religion forbids that. They burn their fellow Nigerians. They sentence their fellow Nigerians to death because they blaspheme against Muhammad, Abi Allah, Abi Islam. The madness started from the year 2000. They consulted with their state house of assemblies. They promulgated laws, bills, and they signed it into law to establish Sharia in a particular part of Nigeria. But you know what they said? Like I said, they said it was a joke. It wasn't a big deal. From that year 2000, they established Sharia court. They established ISBA, Sharia police, that are destroying people's businesses. And once they destroy your businesses, they will say it's because it's against their religion in their state, in Nigeria. But that's why somebody said, when they broke away from Nigeria, these Sharia people, when they broke away from Nigeria, okay, they deceived the rest of Nigeria, okay, and they came back with the mindset of conquering the rest of Nigeria. But the rest of you are still counting them as a state in Nigeria. But these are the places whereby you can be killed because of religion, Islam. So somebody who says he wants to save Nigeria probably knows this, but is not bold enough to actually say it the way I'm saying it, yeah? Anybody who says he wants to save Nigeria should remember that. It is part of you. Today, this Sharia North, they have not only created homegrown terrorism in Nigeria, they have brought in other fellow terrorists from Senegal, Mauritania, all these places, so all over West Africa to invade Nigeria. The rest of Nigeria is paying that price today. So somebody is afraid to go to jail, but he is ready to tell you, millions of you, if you can vote, we can take them out. But once your vote doesn't count, you go to court, Abi, and you perform that again. But because he's afraid, he can't tell you to come out and face them. He can't call you out. 10 million of you. He cannot call you out to face the criminals who want to snuff life out of you. So if he couldn't do it now, who says he's going to do it? Who says? You know your election won't count. You know that. You should know that from now. It was a litmus test. And it passed. That mindset of obedience, revolution, this and all of that you have, and you exhibited, and you watched the system, you watched this criminality, they took that away from you. But the lever to face them was completely cut off because of the fear of, if we say we should go now, they may kill all of us. If Obi is involved, they may just destroy his business. They may just kill him. Hello? So you're going to do another 4 years, Abi? I don't think so. Now, let me tell you something. Like I said before, elections in Nigeria is like war. You should remember that. And the most violent, the most, what do you call it, connected, kind of. The best rigor is always declared the winner in Nigeria. Know this, and know the truth. In Imo State, they have an election this week. In Kogi State and Bayelsa, Kogi and Imo, they've been in the news like never before. They are APC. Egbekegbe. Oplesus Otegba, the Supreme Court governor of Owerri, has been creating terror upon terror. But I'm going to take you to I'm going to take you back to 3 days ago. First 3 days ago. When the Babanriga mobile banking CEO, person was supposed to jail, is the chairman of APC. Egbekegbe. Now, listen to what he had to say about the coming elections. Then I'm going to take you to Owerri.
Taking you back into memory. 1999, when democracy came back to Nigeria again, there was a general election in which the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and his deputy were produced, members of the National Assembly, the governors of the states and the state assemblies, But later on, due to litigation and court processes and judgments,